Okay, so in this video, which is actually a follow-up of the video that I did on analyzing results on the desktop, I would like to show you how you can see which classes are performing badly specifically. I mean, this is like a high-level view of which classes are doing badly given a threshold. Okay, so what we're going to do is, let's assume that at our school the pass mark is say 40. So we would like the system to highlight all those classes and the subjects which actually got less than 40, and then we want to see everybody who got up. So I'll right away go to the system here, and I'm going to go to results analysis, which is this one. So I'll click there and just wait for it to load because there's too much data from other schools that I have. Alright, so it shows up now. And remember, in the previous video you might have noticed also that there was an issue to do with the averages, and we said that we're going to fix that. So to start with, I want to remove all these where the grades are blanks, where the grade names are blanks. This is for some other data that we have where the standards are not defined. So here what we have is the count of pupils. But remember that in the previous video, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at how many pupils, for example, got A's, got 1s, 2s, 3, and so forth. But what we want to view now is looking at the averages of the scores. Okay, so we're not interested in the count of the pupils, we're interested in the final score. That's what we want to analyze. And you can see that here it shows a lot of stuff. And for now, let me just remove this gender part, so that I only see the totals. And then you can see, of course, this doesn't make sense because we are saying final grade like 1 to 3. So this is not what we want to analyze. What we want to see is if, for instance, we put the subjects here in the columns, and then we bring the classes, because we want to see which classes are doing better in what subject. And then we can say here where it says select aggregation type, we want to view averages, not the summation, because currently it's summing everything. So we want to look at the average. So this basically shows you the average in each class for each particular subject. So you can see there 10C, 10E, 10I, and blah, blah, blah. And then these are all the different subjects. And if you want, you can filter this by the section. So okay, let's only view for senior, because some of the subjects don't appear at junior, so we have all this sparse data. But let's remove junior and only leave senior. So there you can see. And you can see that accounts doesn't have much, so it may not be of interest to analyze for now. So we can filter the subjects again and say let's remove accounts. Which other one doesn't seem to have that? History. So we can remove history as well. So we have okay, so we have a few subjects. I've just filtered out those that really don't have much. And we should have more subjects here, I think, that have. So you can see, for instance, that computer studies here doesn't have much of the results, so we can also just maybe leave it for now, so that we concentrate. And also additional mathematics, let me also leave it. And agriculture science. At least we want to focus on those that have results that we can actually analyze. So what we are looking at here are averages in all these classes per subject, and we're only focusing on the senior section. Of course, you can do the same for junior section. And now what we want to see is which of these classes and in which subjects are they actually performing less. And let's say our pass mark is 40, so we put it as a baseline. So you see up here we have what is called baseline score and then a step. So the baseline score is what do you want to set as your threshold. So if you say 40, it means all those that got less than 40 will be highlighted in red. Okay, and then from 40 going up, how do you want to split the marks? Because then it will be like from 40 going to 100. So that's what the step is. So you can say, okay, the step is going to be, in parts of 10. So it means it will say 40 to 50, then 50 to 60, then 60 to 70, 70 to 80, and so forth. Okay, so I'll set the baseline score as 40, and then here we can say, okay, split this into 10. Of course, if you want, you can even just make groups of 20, for example. And then I click view. So I wait for it to highlight this, and notice that it's going to, so because I said the step of 20, so it just says 40 to 59, then 60 to 79, and 80 and above. Okay. So those that got 80 and above, you can see that they are highlighted in cyan, in this color, and there's only one part there. So you can see that 11Y is the only one that has an average above 80 in civic education, and then the same 8Y also did well in religious education. So if you remember in the previous video, this is how we're able to tell which class has got an average that is 80 and above. Okay, and then those classes that have averages between 60 and 79, you can see that they are in magenta. All these that are in magenta means the averages are 60 to 79. And then those classes with averages between 40 to 59 are all colored in yellow. Alright, and then all the other classes with averages that are less than 40, you can see that they are in red. So these are the problematic classes and the subjects. So you can see, for instance, we have biology has got more reds, chemistry has a lot of reds, design and technology, and then mathematics with the largest number of reds there, and you have more. Okay, so of course, like we did yesterday, then if you wanted to filter and say, now let's just see specifically only those classes and subjects which have less than 40, then of course you have to go to the final score and do that. You filter from here. You say, okay, show me only from 0 up to 39. So those with averages 0 to 39, which are these ones, and you can see that they're all in red. So you can see which particular subjects and which classes are affected. All right. So this is one part that you can use for this simple analysis. And again, like I said last time, you can print out this table, and then you can also do the same for end-term points. I mean, not the same, but at least you can also analyze which pupils got, for example, which pupil got how many. Which pupils got a certain number of points. So you can see, for instance, here I've got a list of pupils in each class, but I can also do counts. I think, do I have a name here? Oh yes, actually the pupil name here. So what I'm interested in is, so here I'm viewing details per pupil, but I could put this over there. I could put this over there, and then I can say I want to analyze the points in the best 5, and this is going to be a count. Alright, so I put that there, and you can see here it shows the numbers of what is this even showing? Oh, just a moment. Okay, so what I'm interested in analyzing is to see how many of these people. So I've put pupil name here in the data area so that I can count how many pupils, right? And I've put pupils in best 6, and you can see that there's some data from some other there's some other data which is I mean, where they didn't specify the standard, so you have all these small things. So I'm going to remove all this. Anybody where they say, of course, they got like 2 in in the best 6, so we want to start from something like 6 going up. That's what makes sense. Alright, so all these small points are pointless to us. We don't need them. Yeah, I don't even know how they came up actually, but it's not supposed to be like this. Okay, let's do this. I remove everything, and maybe let me just go to let me filter the sections here. So for the sections, let me say I remove junior. I still want to look at senior only. Yeah, this solves the problem. You see, I just removed all those junior, and now I have something more sensible. So you can see points in the best 6. It's as you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way like that. So this means that there's somebody who in the best 6 they got only 1 point. So maybe they got a 1 in a particular subject. And of course, if you wanted to see which particular pupil, you can still show which pupils actually got this. Okay, so now let's say that we don't want I mean, we have all this, so you can see your points range from 1 going all the way to 54 points. So there are all those who had points going all the way up to 50, up to 54. Yeah. And yeah, so I mean, so you can do this analysis, or you can count and look at divisions. For instance, you can say, okay, now let's see those who are in division 1, 2, 3, 4, and GCE, or those with ungraded divisions. You can do this. And this is basically per class. Okay, we are actually looking at this per class. And if you want to look at the gender, of course this data that I have is only for boys, so this won't make sense much. You can also analyze for each of these. You want to see the subjects recorded, so how many had 0 subjects recorded, how many had many, or how many like how many subjects were passed in each class. And so you can see for those who passed 0 subjects, you can see that in 10 blue there were 5, in 10 gold there was none, and then in all this. And then you have numbers going up. Those who passed, for example, 10 subjects, those who passed 9 subjects, those who passed 8, and so forth. So this is what means. So you can do this type of analysis as well, in addition to the other ones that I already showed you in the previous video. So in this video we looked at how you can do these highlights to see which classes are doing badly and in which subjects, so it gives you that high level view. And then you can also analyze things like division, how many divisions or how many subjects were passed, and so forth. You can do it per class, or if you want you can go to a specific pupil. So let me filter this and maybe look at that only. Yeah, so I can, so here I only have my data, and this is actually now even much better. So you can see those who pass 0 subjects, 11H, there were more people failed a lot of subjects there. Okay, and then you have those who passed, for example, 8 subjects. There were only very few in 10T, and then you have 8 in 11L, and so forth. Yeah, but you can see that there were a lot of those who passed nothing, like they failed everything. So this is one analysis that you could actually do. Yes.